Hello and thank you for tuning in. This is Yaakov Mid Issachar, Creative Mind Productions. Okay, so the subject matter I'm gonna be going over today is called assumptions. Okay, so first and foremost, we have to understand what an assumption is. So basically, someone claiming that something is true, ignorantly not knowing if it is or not. So true or false, which applies in life, at work, with your spouse, in the world. So if you automatically assume an issue, if it being financial, relationships, lies, applying slander, family, problems in person, in general, not knowing the facts, you will put yourself in a position where it's hard to get out of. Basically making an ass out of yourself, you know? So your reputation, money, family, spouse, health, etc., might be at jeopardy based on your lack of using discretion, applying research, and asking without substantial evidence, assuming such question. So basically, do not assume without facts. That's basically what I'm getting at here, because understanding, your present position, understanding, the life you live in, actions you make, the way you conduct yourself, I cannot justify or rectify or try to, you know, use as my own, because I don't walk your walk. Your life ain't my life. So first and foremost, you have to know the facts. So what is facts? Something that truly exists or has had an actual existence. So a true piece of information. Now, mark that word, true. 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 Agreeing with the facts, not false. Real or genuine, steadfast, loyal, honest, just, truthful is what needs to be applied or continue in dysfunction, because I'm tired of dealing with people, you know, that automatically assume something they know nothing of without doing their research, without asking questions. And me as a producer, a artist, a author, you know, a carpenter, a business owner, those are my main professions. It's hard to deal with people that consistently are negative. That's really what it comes. I've come to the conclusion. It's just people, they have a low self-esteem, that they can't really how do I put this? Examine themselves before they speak, you know. And you could apply this at work, out of work, family, out of family. It applies in either way, in this world when you deal with people. And that's why it's very important that you understand your emotions. And that's one thing that I always told myself as a youth: I'm not gonna live according to emotions. Ignorantly not knowing that my emotions is what dictates my next step when it comes to relationship building, when it comes to attitudes, when it comes with dealing with people. Because if somebody's negative towards me, my emotion is going to trigger to be negative with that person. But if I don't know how to manage that emotion, I'm just going to go all out. And that's what I've been doing for a very long time, and this is something I'm still working on. But when people, okay, are consistently giving their nonsense, their ignorant input, their lack of information, which they call input, they make an ass out of themselves, man. You know? And that's really what it comes down to. And that's why it's hard to conduct yourself around people that don't have the same knowledge base you are, don't even have any type of interest in personal growth and development. They're just like walking zombies. And that's what you see specifically out here in America, because through mass manipulation, through imagery, through the music industry, through television, through radio, through subliminal messages, a lot are very ignorant because they choose to conform to that way of living and they support it. And it's sad. I mean, you can see it in the music nowadays. People see these dudes driving these nice cars, having all the bread, having 100 stacks, talking about women, talking about hold this, skank that, bitch this, excuse my language, but that's what it is. But when you look at them in a more clear aspect, when you look at the way they conduct themselves, when you see the reality base, a lot of them, specifically these new up and coming artists and these older cats, man, they a bunch of homosexuals. A lot of them, they're really about that life. And if you about that life, man, that sounds like a personal problem. You gotta correct yourself, man. You know, that's the spirit. But really, what I'm getting at, from homosexuality to wickedness, talking about I'm in the trap slinging crack when they living in mansions, just talking dap. You feel what I'm saying? That's basically what's going on right now. Bunch of falsified information. So basically false advertisement of which they conduct, because at the end of the day, people automatically assume that they're about that life when they're really not. You know, and you could apply that in any way. And the reason why I'm even doing these videos is for your growth and development, for you to acquire a mental stability, a mental foundation in which you could examine things in a more clear aspect, instead of being ignorant and listening to what everybody else has to say, and you keep going all over the place, being tossed here and fro by every wave of doctrine, you know. So that's why it's very important that you examine yourself every day on a consistent basis. And if you ever find yourself in a position where you're assuming, or where another person is assuming, have the facts, have evidence stating what you're backing up, you know. Have that evidence. So with that, I just want you to know, let's stop assuming, let's stop making asses out of ourselves, man. It's time to wake up. With that, you have yourself a wonderful day.